They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Here's Breeze to throw. Catch here, left side, Thomas. Give him 9 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Now Breeze throwing on 2nd down. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Von Miller able to drop him for a loss of 4. Now Breeze on 3rd down. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Derek Wolfe, he's the one to get him this time. And back-to-back sacks are going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line. Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better. Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts, because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities. I know you're tired of me saying this, but do you know what a young quarterback or an inexperienced quarterback's best friend is on the team?
A good tight end, a good security blanket.
No doubt about it. See, we work well together.
You taught me. You've taught me.
I think Virgil Green could very well be that for Trevor Siemian as he gets started in Denver. Great safety valve for him. A guy that he can throw easy routes, get the ball in his hand quickly to him, right in his sight lines, and he can make nice plays.
Last year, just 12 catches. They definitely expect that to go up big time.
Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, it's oftentimes with a good tight end who can control the line of scrimmage and the point of attack, and they're becoming harder to find because the colleges are giving us a whole lot of receiving tight ends, former wide receivers who can run, not necessarily block very well. In this case, though, we saw 2 tight ends on the field, both of them with the ability to block, and he ran the ball successfully behind that power set.
Back alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Bronco football to begin quarter number 2, and they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. They'll run for it with Anderson. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Now, that was a terrific play. We're down here near the goal line, and only one word comes to mind for me, and that's overwhelmed, because they absolutely overwhelmed the offensive line. He came free and made the hit in the backfield.
No gain on the play that time, so a big stop, and it's going to leave him with a 4th and goal. And that is no good. And this will remain a scoreless game. And that one, my goodness, that was almost too easy.
Yeah, and you're not going to have too many attempts shorter than that one. I don't think anyone got a finger on it. That's about as bad a miss as you can have.
The drive starts here with a carry by Ingram. And he's going to be unable to get upfield as they take him down at the 21-yard line. The Pro Bowl end, DeMarcus Ware there to take him down. Second down following the run. Breeze to throw on second down. He's going to let this one go. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, New Orleans. Brandon Cooks, 78 yards. And the Saints have taken the lead. And that one obviously worked out, but it's one where you kind of hold your breath because he was sitting there waiting to take a hit as he threw that ball downfield.
And this is the NFL. You're going to be tested a lot as a guy throwing the football. Will you stand in there, take the hit, and deliver downfield? And when you do it consistently, your offensive line loves you. Your receivers love you. Everyone does their job to the utmost because they have that kind of confidence in you, and they know that you've shown some toughness, and that's what he exhibited there.
But your body hates you.
No, your body's not real thrilled about the whole thing, but ice packs all around for the QB.
Now Lynch on first down. And Green with a catch left side. They'll get 19 yards there. And it'll give the Broncos a first down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Well, Mr. Davis, one thing's for sure, at the start of this regular season in the NFL, several fan bases are going to be watching that quarterback position closely. Obviously, you think of the Vikings, the Eagles, the 49ers, the Broncos. Should be some intriguing quarterback play.
I agree totally, and what a preseason it was. Robert Griffin III got named the starter in Cleveland fairly early in the process. Blaine Gabbert got the job late in San Francisco. How about Trevor Siemian beating out everyone, including Mark Sanchez, to become the starter in Denver to lead them in this season? Dak Prescott got it because Tony Romo got hurt, and he'll have to lead the Cowboys maybe even until midseason. And Sam Bradford, expected to be the starter in Philadelphia after the Teddy Bridgewater injury, he moves to Minnesota where he'll compete for that job with Sean Hill. But that was pretty nice to watch if you like a defense's perspective because they understood where the first down line was as much as the offensive guys did. Did not give up any more ground, and when the ball was thrown, reacted really well and swatted it.
And look at this. It's a fake. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game. Everyone understood their role on that play. 3rd and 1. You know the defensive guys, they're trying to get down and get low and get leverage on the offensive lineman, but they didn't allow that to happen. They created a crease and allowed him to get through for a first down.
Breeze now on first down. His throw caught at about the 5. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Brandon Cooks. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. And it's good to make it 14-0. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. And he's brought down after a good game. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back to Denver right after this. On first down, it's Lynch. Screen play, Anderson. And he's brought down after a good game. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
And that was a beautifully executed screen pass. They let the rushers get upfield and get the escorts in front, meaning the offensive linemen, other blockers out in front. Completed the pass beautifully. So now you've got all that open space with big guys leading the way. As tight ends go, he might not provide the super flashy plays very often, but he's pretty reliable. Usually an excellent target and normally catches what's thrown to him, but he didn't on that play.
This will be caught at about the 3. 23 yards on the play. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And some extras coming up on the line here, readying for the blitz. And here we go on first and goal. They'll run Anderson, and he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. C.J. Anderson taking it in, and the Broncos have cut it to within a score. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way, because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
Caught right side, it's Snead. And he's brought down. It's a pickup of 14 there. And the Saints are going to get a first down. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Breeze now on first down. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. Okay, before we get too far into the season, I've got to get you on the record right now, my friend. Super Bowl picks, Mr. Davis.
All right, well, you know how much I love the running game, and I think this is a running back renaissance that exists in the league right now, but it's about quarterbacks, too. Aaron Rodgers, the Green Bay Packers, they're going to come out of the NFC, and the New England Patriots with Jimmy Garoppolo and Tom Brady coming out of the AFC. How about you? Who do you like?
I like both those teams going far in the playoffs, but not to the Super Bowl. I like Cam Newton, very motivated this year, winning it all, beating Big Ben and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, you made an absolute prediction. Okay, I'll take Green Bay over New England. How's that?
Good, I like it. A gain of 3, second down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback, because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature and make sure you don't get hurt.
And that was incomplete, but I don't know how much of that falls on the quarterback. He was pressured.
Brandon, the rush showed up so fast, the quarterback had no chance to get the ball downfield. And the Broncos go to a nickel set on third down.
Yeah, they've got an extra DB out there. To throw is Breeze. It's caught left side by Cooks. A gain of 13 and also a first down. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Flush to his right. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And they got 29 yards there. And the Saints are set up now with a 1st and goal. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now Breeze. That's caught at the 2. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. They come out here in the I. 2nd down, the ball on the 2 here, 2nd and goal. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Mark Ingram in the final seconds of the first half. And the Saints add on to their lead.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. That'll be taken in the end zone. He's going to go. Jordan Norwood. 20. And a terrific return as they finally do stop him, but not before he's inside the 15. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the 3rd quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the 2nd half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the 2nd half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might. And the pressure gets to Breeze as he's taken down. Adam Gotsis in there to get him for a loss of 5. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Shift together here from the D-line. Now Breeze throwing on 2nd down. Under pressure, they got him again. DeMarcus Ware in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs are going to lead to a 3rd and long. On 3rd and long, it's Breeze. And he's got his man in stride, complete. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Well, the advantage has certainly shifted to the defense as we began that 3rd down play, and they found a way to foil it and pick up a 1st down.
3rd time's a charm, right? 2 incompletions. Had to have it on 3rd, and they got it.
Yeah, they stuck with it, weren't daunted at all, and picked it up.
Easy.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. And 3rd quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you've stopped the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
Well, still about 3 yards shy of a 1st as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. 1st level defensive line, 2nd level linebackers, 3rd level defensive backs. On that run, That was what we call a first-level run, and it was stopped by a second-level player.
On third down, Mark Ingram. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a fourth down.
This team doesn't mind running the ball in any situation, and I thought he was going to get the first down the way the play developed, but the defense closed in and stopped him just about a yard short.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They come out here in the eye. They'll run for it. It's Ingram. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. 12 yards is the pickup there. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. Now a man who sat out 3 seasons. This is Tim Hightower. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end, in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd. Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2. Now Breeze on the bootleg. And that is incomplete. That one intended for his fullback, John Kuhn. And that'll bring up 4th down. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, 3rd quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
Would have been right at about a 52-yard field goal try, but no, they are going to go for this thing on 4th down. They'll run for it with Spiller. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And the Broncos will take over on downs. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Did they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
They start the drive with Anderson. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Donnell Allaby coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8. Now the defense definitely showing blitz here.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction.
Really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you're doing a big way, and what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you, because it seems to be working pretty well.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Lynch. Screen play, Anderson. And he's going to get this inside the 30. And give him 15 more, and it's another 1st down. Back now at the home of the champs, Sports Authority Field in Denver. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4. pitch on first down. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Emmanuel Sanders, the intended receiver. And that'll make it 2nd and 10. So incomplete on first. Let's see what 2nd down has in store. Second and 10. It's Lynch again. This will be caught at about the 3. And he doesn't quite make it. They do stop him, but he gets it all the way down to the 1. And he's been one of their few bright spots here this afternoon.
And as you pointed out, so far he's gotten his. That's not been the issue at all. But the teammates, the other guys, they've been shut down. That's why the defensive guys have to feel pretty good, even though he's over 100 yards.
Yeah, he topped 100 with that last catch. Now Lynch to throw. That is caught at the 7-yard line. He lost 6 there on the first down play. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're either throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away. Throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
They gotta have 6 here. It's 3rd and goal. An extra defensive back on the field here for 3rd and goal. So still 7 yards to go here on 3rd down. It's 3rd and goal. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. C.J. Anderson, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Broncos draw a bit closer. Able to punch it in on 3rd down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a 4th down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating, will we have to make the call? They already had it lined up. Never even got to it.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And last year, that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year, he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave him great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Now Breeze lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
From the gun on 3rd down, Breeze. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
Here's Thomas Morstead now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Good kick, angled for the sidelines. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard, because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent, but you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with third down now looming.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. Here's Lynch to throw. And able to find Green. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Virgil Green, 34 yards. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying the football game. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. That'll be taken in the end zone. And not a great return here. He'll make it back only to the 10-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with a game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Even score late in the 4th. Let's see if the defense can play within themselves, not give up the big play and contain, and keep this knotted up. On 1st down, Breeze. He's got his man. It's Brandon Coleman. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs.
That was a nice completion on an out route, and those types of plays are the result of arm strength by the quarterback and timing by the receiver.
The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. Throwing on 1st down is Breeze. Throw complete right side to Cooks. It'll go as a gain of 12, and that leads to a New Orleans 1st down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. And this is going to be intercepted. And how about this? It's the other Brandon Marshall that picks it off. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
That confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Here's Anderson as they begin this series on the ground. And he'll cut it out to the sideline. A big-time run there by Anderson. And even 50 yards. Well, every quarterback, especially a rookie quarterback, loves to have plays like that from a guy running the ball.
Takes a lot of pressure off the youngster, doesn't it? He doesn't have to throw the ball in bad situations. Just turns around, hands it to his big horse. And we've seen rookie quarterbacks ride great runners right into the playoffs.
They run again on 1st down. Anderson. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that's exactly what you want on a 1st down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
They come up in an offset eye. Another tote here for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Anderson. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
They'll run it. Here's Anderson. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This for the lead in the final stages. And McManus able to put it through. And with a little over a minute to play, they have taken the lead. Now then, it's a big kick right there to give them the lead in the fourth. But, Charles, there is still time left for a final drive.
Brandon, you know they would have liked to take the clock down just a little bit further, at least under a minute or so, but this one's not over yet, especially since they just need a field goal.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock, so tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you, and this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
They give him 17 yards that time, as that'll move the chains. They got exactly what they wanted there. Out route, catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them inbounds and have the clock run. So I'm sitting on the outside portion of the field and not letting them throw an out route. Throw anything inside and I'll make the tackle. An out route? That's not the way you're supposed to play it.
Brandon Cooks, the receiver he was going after. And it'll be 2nd and 10.
Well, any caused incompletion is good for a defense. But when you add to it that you get a little hit on the quarterback, knock him to the ground, make him think a little bit, hopefully knock him off his game, especially in a game of this magnitude, this tight in the fourth quarter, got to feel pretty good as a defense.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Derek Wolfe in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll. And now they're in the hurry-up. Back to throw. Brought in left side by Snead. And they're able to convert on third with a solid gain of 23. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Back to throw. It's complete. Flainer, right side. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
And he's got it over the middle. Flainer. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. And they're going to speed things up here. And before they can run this 3rd down play, we're going to get a timeout. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. Out now is the field goal unit for New Orleans. 4 seconds to go. Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Out now is the field goal unit for New Orleans. 4 seconds to go. This would send us to overtime. And now they're not going to get the kick off in time. And that will make this a more difficult prospect. Out now is the field goal unit for New Orleans. 4 seconds to go. This would send us to overtime. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
And to no one's surprise here in Denver, that'll carry through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. Set for their first drive here in overtime. And this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team. And that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. All the yards, completions, just another play that's a feather in the cap of the great career of Drew Brees.
And wasn't he supposed to be too stiff, really? Junior tennis champion, beat Andy Roddick, the future U.S. Open champion, back when they were in the juniors. I think that footwork really helps him be the great quarterback he is now.
In his career, he has a spell of 10 straight seasons, 4,000 yards or more, only quarterback to do that. We're seeing more of it here in this one.
We better not take it for granted, because what we're watching, it's vintage Drew Brees, but it still is excellent.
Brees now on first down. And that is incomplete. Second down following the incompletion. They'll come out in the pistol. This is Spiller. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It's a loss of 2. Now third down.
The evaluation process in today's NFL does not take into account as much bulk as it does speed. And that's what we're seeing with the linebacker position. Those guys that can run, they can play at any spot because they can make plays on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage.
Now Brees on third down. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the free safety, Darian Stewart. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Part 1 is done, now part 2. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. And quickly, they get to the line. Now what can Lynch do here in overtime? And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Third and 11, 5 in the secondary now.
Nickel look. Lynch fighting. He fumbles. He lost the football. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
Here's Riley Dixon now. On, we think, to punt, though he's faked it earlier, but he was unsuccessful. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. That's taken inside his own 40. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. Neither team scored yet. Now we go to sudden death. Next points win this game.
How about the tension right now? It is ratcheted up, isn't it? I mean, now whatever happens, points are scored. That's your ball game. Can't wait to see the defense now. Do they get a little more aggressive in order to not let the team just drive the ball easily down the field?
Got to be careful, though, right?
Yeah, if you're too aggressive, you just give up something easy and cheap. But some defensive coordinators, they'd rather take a stand that way as opposed to being nickel and dime down the field.
7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
And that's a nice pickup of a 1st down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
From midfield, here's Breeze. Incomplete. He was looking for Mark Ingram there. And that'll make it 2nd and 10.
I remember growing up playing basketball. My coaches always talked about communicating on defense, making sure you talk on defense, know where your screens are, know where the cuts are coming from, who has who. Well, guess what? It's the same thing in football. Even though there's more noise out there, you can hear all the screams of screen, screen. This defense, the bench, everyone let them know what the play was, and that's why they were able to react and knock the ball away.
Breeze again here on 2nd and 10. Wide open receiver complete. 23 yards on the play.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do. And it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
On 1st down, Breeze. That is caught at the 7. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
The play clock's running down. And they're not going to get the kickoff in time. So this is certainly a tough test here in the early career of the rookie kicker. And he got it. The kick is good. In overtime, he's able to split the uprights. And they've come in here and stolen one on the road. So 3 points is the outcome, but probably not what they're looking for given the drive that they were on.
Yeah, things were looking good. You had it 1st and goal, but then the offense sputters a bit, and they're forced to settle for a field goal.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, everyone, as we say so long from Denver.
admit that I used to draw portraiture in a human form, doodle of a two-headed unicorn. It was soothing, moving his arm in a fusion of man-made tools and amused from beyond. Even if it went beautifully wrong, it was tangible truth for a youth to refuse to belong. No name nuisance, who's in a bedroom, who's in a brand new cuneiform. Barely commune with the horde, got a whole grayscale ungluing his world. Might zone amp to the yap of the magpie, unseen hand dragging his graphite. Cross contour, little bit of backlight, black ink after a